In this video, I'm going to use Stats Wizard within PCS Pro to show you how to do fielding analysis on any collected fielding data. Okay, so come up to Statistics, then Stats Wizard. Now, for my matches which I'm going to look at the data from, I'm going to choose the Birmingham Bears 2019 Vitality Blast home games, as I know they use the Pitchside Analytics app as well as coding on PCS Pro to collect detailed fielding data for every ball. So I've got 2019 season set as my date range, got the competition as Vitality Blast North Group, and then I'm going to choose the Birmingham Bears. Okay, like I mentioned, I'm just going to do all their home games. I'm going to check to use server stats, and I'm going to include fielding. View stats. Okay, so I'm going to delve into the fielding tab within Stats Wizard. There are lots of filters here that you can play around with, so I'm just going to talk you through a few basic things, and then you can have more of a play yourself. So quite simply to start with, if you wanted to look at one fielder, Ashton Agar, okay, he was involved in 25 balls as a fielder. If you wanted to look at any catches he took, he didn't take any. Any dive stops, there was one dive stop. Okay. If we get rid of fielders, we can then move on and look at some more generic things spread across a whole campaign. So like I mentioned, I've selected all of their home matches. So if we wanted to look at all of the catches taken in all their home matches, we can select catch. Okay, what you can also do if you want to see whereabouts on the wagon wheel the catches were taken, if you go to filter and runs, you can then see that there where all the catches are taken. So there's sort of two main clusters here, which can obviously tell you something. If you wanted to then look at catches taken and specific fielding positions, if the wagon wheel wasn't enough, you could look at long off, for example, long on, mid off, mid on, etc, etc. Just going to get rid of that. Again, other fielding events you can look at, dive stops, dive misses, okay. So you can see there's quite a lot of dive misses on the offside here. So whether that's because of the fielders that you always have on the offside or other factors that you can explore. Again, drop catches. Choose all of those. 16 drop catches. You can look at the fielding positions. Looks like a lot of them were down at long on. Okay. Quite an interesting new feature that has just been developed or will come onto PCS Pro is here, fielder in position. So I'm just going to choose the games that I've got selected for this. So I just want to show you it from one game so it's a bit clearer. So I'm just going to choose this one game here. We go back to fielding, fielder in position. Okay, so this will tell you about the deliveries. So if we just choose wicketkeeper, for example, it will tell you about the deliveries that there was a fielder in the position of wicketkeeper. Okay, so obviously both teams had a wicketkeeper for every ball. So for that game, all 249 balls, there was a wicketkeeper in place. If you wanted to change it and have a look at, say, mid-on, there was a mid-on for 46 balls and a long-on for 200 balls. Okay, from there you can do some analysis. When mid-on was up, how often did they try and go over the top of them? Did they look to still score elsewhere, etc.? You can have a look at when there was a fielder in a position of mid-on. Did they cost any runs? So once when they're at mid-on they cost 3 runs. Okay, other stuff like that. What you can do, if you tick this AND button and then select more than one fielding position, so if we go for short third man, for example, backward point and cover point, with the AND button ticked, there were 11 balls when all three of those fielders, or all three of those positions rather, had fielders in them. Okay, so 11 balls, 17 runs. You can then have a look, if you look at it quite basically on the wagon wheel, did any of the batsmen try and score runs and beat those three fielders who are all up on the ring? So obviously we need the video to tell whether they attempted to, but they certainly didn't succeed, as there were no runs scored through there. All the runs were scored through here. Okay, if you then play the video, just turn that volume down. Okay, so we can have a look here. We've got the video. We can see Adam Life's bowling in the power play. there's a setting that you can enable or turn off should you not wish, but currently I've got it enabled here, where you can show your wagon wheels next to the video clip. Here, all these little yellow dots are your fielders, so you can see that in the wagon wheel, Life's Men, 2 fielders out in the power play, you had a long on, and then a deep mid wicket, cow sort of out there. Okay, you can watch the video clip. You can then see that Sibley hits it straight to the man out there for an easy one. Next ball you can have a look at David Willey once it loads. Which I believe it is about to come on now. Here we go. Okay, so again, for Willey's 2 men, long on, cow, deep mid wicket, and the ball was pulled for 4, bit squarer. Okay, so did he bowl the wrong line? Was the man here too straight? Did he need to be a little bit squarer, more mid wicket, square leg area? Okay, so not only have you now got the video, where obviously you wouldn't be able to see that off screen, you'll be able to see the data that shows you the rest of the field that you obviously can't see on the video. Okay, so I hope that's just a quick tour into it. There's plenty more things there that you can play with yourself. If you have got any questions or have any issues with any of that, please get in touch with us via the help desk and we'll give you a hand.